Welcome to the Mind Myself podcast. I'm Esther, and it is my pleasure to be bringing you information about healthcare approaches, health issues, and people's health journey stories, all from the complementary, holistic, and integrative perspectives, helping you become your own best health advocate and helping you make your own informed choices because you matter. Welcome to Mind Myself Conversations with E. I'm Esther, or you can call me E, and I'm really excited about our guest today. Jo Peters, welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here.
Awesome. So tell us, Jo, about a little bit about who you are and your credentials and why you're passionate about what we're going to talk about today.
Okay. So first thing I want to say is I love that people call you E, because my baby's name is Elliot and we call him E. So E and E. So I have a very nice evolution on who I am and what I am. On the background, I am an engineer with a master's degree on strategy, and I work for Fortune 500 companies for a lot of time in my career. And then in 2018, I changed to get into the entrepreneurship world, and I become a coach for women, mainly in the health and wellness perspective. And the reason for that is I truly believe that society has been putting so much pressure on us in our family, our career, our business, our relationships. And majority of the time we forget that there is not a way for us to do all that if we don't have a strong foundation to build upon. And that foundation is our health, is our well-being, is our body. And one of the things that is important with that is for us as females, with all that generational baggage that we carry, is really hard for us to put ourselves first. It's really hard for us to feel that we are worthy to take care of us unless we take care of everybody else. And that is one of the things that I see is holding back females and moms. So what I do is I am a health and wellness coach. And one of the things that I do that is very unique is I have a very nice mix between the right brain and the left brain, because in my coaching practice, I put both all my background and education and knowledge as an engineer and that logical step-by-step things, and then also all the emotional, spiritual part that for us females is key in order to make transformation, in order to change.
Fantastic. We're going to have a really great discussion today for sure. And I know that you entitled the talk that we're doing today, How to Win the Marathon of Motherhood. Wow, that's a big topic. And how to win the marathon. How did you come up with that topic title?
That is one of my flagship coaching programs. And what I realized is motherhood, and this is something that I say out loud to everybody, nobody will ever be able to prove me wrong on this statement. No, there is not one CEO in the world. There is not one high performance athlete, Olympic medalist in the world that had a hardest job than a mom has. So for me, that is the hardest job in the planet. And the reality, how I feel it and how it came to marathon is we don't prepare for it. So it's almost like we think that it's a 5K, we think that it's something that everybody can do, and then we underestimate the work and the role that we are going to play for decades with our children, and then we underestimate. It's almost like for runners, it's almost like you will never go into a marathon if you just train for a 5K. And then when you do that, then you understand that at that level, if that is the hardest job in the planet, how we are preparing ourselves to win that marathon. Because If you are in the runner's field, you know that there is something even very common that is called the wall when you are running a marathon. And there is a point when you are like, I cannot do it anymore. Like, I will not be able to finish this. And it's how we train to understand those speed bumps, how we understand those roadblocks. And instead of them hitting us like a brick of wall, we actually are prepared for them in a way that we can win that marathon in our own terms without sacrificing ourselves in the process.
Fantastic. And you've made a statement, something like being a mom does not have to be an on-the-job role. What does that mean? Tell us a little bit about that.
So that is a mix between my background in corporate. So one of the things, and I think that anybody that work any kind of job can relate with this, and is one of the biggest gaps that we have is a good training and onboarding on any job. So what is very common is you are just like, welcome to your job, go and figure it out, learn by doing, good luck. And that is an on-the-job practice, is you just go into the job, learning by doing, learning, just waiting for everything to happen. And that is not how it's supposed to be. Like in a good organization, you are having a strong onboarding, a strong training process where you can actually teach the person the basics and the way to do the job before they start doing the job, so they have a higher rate of success. And the thing is, the same happened with moms. One of the things that we hear with moms is like, oh, you are pregnant? Yeah. When the baby comes, you will know what to do. You will know how to handle things. You will know, your instincts will kick on. And the reality is, a lot of times moms become a on-the-job role because they feel that they are catching up all the time, because they don't understand when the next wave is going to come. What is the next thing that is coming up? What are some of the variables that they need to take in consideration? So instead of being like that, moms can have a proper onboarding, a proper training, a proper way to actually understand what is entitled in that marathon and how they can train and prepare themselves. So when the baby comes and they start the race, they actually have the tools, the skills, and the support to be able to win that marathon of motherhood.
Wow. I think there are a lot of mothers out there, or mothers to be, who would appreciate this work because, you know, it's natural. Everybody does it. Everybody does it. It's just something we should know. And what I hear you saying is we can prepare. Let's get to this before. So what would you say to an expecting mom? When should they start doing this kind of preparation?
That is a question that I have a lot for my clients, and they're like, oh, I wish I knew you and were with you when I was pregnant in the first trimester. And then the first thing that I love to tell all of them is the beautiful phrase about planting a tree. I don't know if you hear this, but the saying is, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. If you didn't, then the next best time is right now. And it applies the same with moms. So the best time to start planning and preparing was when you just find out that you were going to be pregnant. And the next time is right now. Because one of the things that I want all the moms to know is your child's brain will not be fully developed until, wait for this, your child is between 23 and 25 years old. So it doesn't matter if you start on the first trimester of pregnancy, when your baby was 6 months, when your baby is 2 years, when your baby is 7 years. That feeling of I am too late doesn't apply. You have 23 years to impact properly and win that marathon. That is almost to say that, say like, okay, at mile 2 or 3 is too late to start training. It's never too late. It's about us understanding that it's a marathon. So it's about you understanding, yeah, in the perfect world, the best time to start is as soon as you find that you're pregnant. The reality, mama, is there is very few times that we have that perfect world where everything is aligned. And what I want to encourage you is to know, move from FOMO, fear of missing out, or, oh my God, I miss it. I did not prepare when I was pregnant. So now I'm screwed and I just need to go on the job, into JOMO, joy of missing out, and say, even when I didn't did it then, now I can start. And if I start at 2 years, that is going to be 21 years of help and support. And so it goes.
Awesome. I love that. It's never too late. So, to a mom listening, and if I imagine I'm not a mother, I used to be youth and family worker. And so I say I've had 600 children, but I'm not a mother myself. What would you say if a mother is feeling alone and isolated and just overwhelmed by all of the things?
So I want to go back to something that you said that I love when we were talking earlier, and that is like, this is supposed to be natural. And the reality is, normal and natural are different things. And natural is not always easy. And that is a big misconception that we have, like, because it's supposed to be natural, then we assume that it's easy. And it's not. Our body is designed to be pregnant, to give birth, to work with a sleep deprivation for months, 60 months here and counting. And that does not mean that it's easy. And that is one of the biggest ones that I want to tell you is, a lot of things that I see when I work with my moms is guilt, because they are overwhelmed, they are frustrated, they are not enjoying motherhood, and they feel guilt because this is supposed to be natural. What is wrong with me that I'm not enjoying this natural thing? So the first one is that one. Natural doesn't mean easy. And then the second one is natural. It is natural, but nature didn't design this process to be happening like it is happening today. And what I say with that is, 3 years ago, when I was in Africa with the Hadza tribe, that is one of the oldest heritage of humanity, it was amazing for me to see the females in the tribe and see all the children around and eat. You could not tell which baby belonged to which mom. Why? Because they were raising, that is where the phrase, it requires a tribe, come from. It really requires a tribe. And when you are able to go to those ancient tribes, you can see that in real life. You can see that you don't see a mom all the time having their baby and caring for their baby 24/7. What I saw in Africa with the Hadza was a full community of aunts, grandmas, great grandmas, cousins, everybody around that mom, supporting that mom and supporting that baby and helping to raise that baby. So if you are feeling alone, I want to tell you, you have all the right to feel alone, because society failed you. You were not supposed to do this alone. You were supposed to have an entire support system around you. You were not designed to do it alone. So if you are feeling alone, the first thing that I want you to know is, I want you to know that there is nothing wrong with you. That is normal that you are feeling alone. And then the second one is that it is okay for you to reach out for help. That reaching out for help doesn't mean that you are not a good mom. It doesn't mean that you were not able to figure out how to be a mom. Reaching out for help is part of your and your child's right to have that support that you and your child need to win this marathon, to figure out how to run this marathon without sacrificing your body health, your mental health, or your emotional health.
Fantastic. And I know you made another statement a while ago, having it all without doing it all. So I think that fits really well into the conversation about asking for help. What does that look like? How would a young mom or some not so young mom look around, and where does she look? And in addition to finding you, perhaps.
So I think that one of them is that part of that empowering as a female. And that is, we were talking in another show last week about how culture changed, but expectation didn't. And what I mean with that is, 100 years ago, 200 years ago, 300 years ago, the entire world of a mom or of a female was around their family. They didn't have to worry about anything else but their house and their kids. Even then, I think that we were already poisoned, already into that sacrifice of to be able to have it all. I have to do it all. And then it start becoming a badge of honor of I have to do it all to prove that I'm a good mom. I have to do it. I have to do it all to prove that I'm taking care of my family. And what happened is back then, going back, it was not fully as a Hatsa, but they still have a lot stronger support system. Now society start changing. We have the industrial revolution. We start having females in the workplace. We start having females understanding that they could dream with careers, with jobs, with other things beyond their kids, and that they were not, excuse my French, a cow, that the only job was pushing babies. Because if you think about 200 years ago or 60, 70 years ago, you will see families with 8, 10, 12 kids. That was the only thing that mom was supposed to be doing, getting pregnant and push babies. And as we start moving away from that and understanding that we are worth it of more, we didn't catch up with that batch. So what it did is we already had a full plate. We already have a full plate with our taking care of the house, taking care of the kids. And we start putting more in the plate. Now is your job. Now is your career. Now is your social activities. And we never stop to take things out of the plate. And the badge of I have to do it all start being very clear for moms into it's a shame to ask for help. I should, because it's almost like how I see it is we are just one. But moms struggle with the concept of being a mom and taking care of my house is my default. And in addition to that, I need to figure out how to pursue my dreams, work on this. So the concept of doing it, having it all without doing it all is a concept that is very close to my heart, because I'm tired and sick of moms compromising their dreams. And I'm tired of sick of seeing moms saying, I cannot have it all. I have to sacrifice. I have to sacrifice my career. I have to sacrifice the time with my family. I have to sacrifice my relationship with my husband because I cannot have it all. So then moms start compromising and start choosing where they're going to compromise. When the reality is the problem is not having it all. The problem is they are still in that mindset of I need to do it all. And having it all means delegating, getting that support system, finding ways of having other people to do with you, for you, in a collaborative space for you to, your birthright is the right to have it all. It's just that we need to change the second part, because if you try to do it all, you're going to fail, mama. I'm sorry, I'm being blunt, but if you try to do it all, you're going to be able to do it for a year, for 2, for 3, but there's going to be a point that you're going to burn out and start having to think that you need to compromise and give up some things because you are going to feel that the water is beyond the point where you can breathe.
Fantastic. So how do we get to that place? How do moms come to acknowledging that self-care is important and is actually a primary value and a primary task without feeling selfish? How do we do that?
I love that. And I will share something that we were talking this week is we all hear the concept of fill your cup. And one of the reasons that we have that cup is our cup needs to be filled for us to function. One thing that we don't explain with that is if our cup runs low for a longer period of time, as longer it runs, as more is triggering that survival mode. And then in survival, a lot of our basic systems start shutting down. So if I'm in survival mode, if I'm in fight or flight response, some of the systems like the immune system, the reproductive system that take care of hormones, hormonal health, our digestive system starts shutting down because we don't have energy to care about those because we are focusing on surviving. So all the things are going to the cardiovascular system, to the muscle, to have the energy. So that is the concept of filling the cup. One of the biggest things that moms can do is, and this is going to be challenging because we find an excuse to fill our cup. So what we say is, oh, fill your cup so you can take care of others. Oh, fill your cup so you can take care of your family better. And how I want you all to think about it is how crazy it will be that I make a hole here and then I start trying to fill the cup. I will never fill the cup because as more as I fill in, as more is coming out. And that is the concept of I'm filling the cup just so I can give to others. The first step is saying, I'm going to fill my cup because I am freaking awesome and I deserve it. Not because I need to fill the cup to give to my baby or my husband or my business. I'm going to fill the cup because I deserve to live with a full cup. I deserve to live with a cup that is supporting all my systems. And then when we switch from I need to fill my cup so I can give, so we are always in debt because everything that we are putting in the cup is going onto what we are giving, to I'm going to fill the cup because I deserve a full cup. What happens is the cup is going to get full and it's going to be overflow. And the liquid that is overflowing is what you are going to give without emptying your cup. So how you do that? You do that with simple activities on allowing you to relearn that it's okay for you to take a space, that it's okay for you to fill your cup just because of you, not because somebody else, not because you need to take care of somebody else.
Wow, such good words, and not necessarily as easy as one might think if we're caught up in the loop of service, and if we've bought into the notion of selflessness is the highest priority, and it is a priority, but self-fullness is also, self-care is also very important. So as we wrap this up, Joe, it's been a fascinating conversation. Thank you. What would you like to leave your listeners with today?
So the first thing that I want to invite you to think and mention is, like Esther was saying, the first one is you are not alone. There is always somebody willing to help. Thinking about the cup, if you are willing to help anybody around you, that I know that you are because you are a female, because you're a mom, so helping is ingrained in your system. Think that everybody around you, other females around you, have the same desire to help you and support you. Then the second one is, what will you do? This is one of my favorite phrases. What will you do if you knew that you will not fail? What were those actions that you will take if you were confident that no matter what you do, you will succeed? And trust your instinct and be willing to question how society is showing you that you need to be and perform and act as a mom, as a female, and go back into that wisdom that we have that is going to guide you into getting the right support system, the right coaching, the right tools, like the one that E is offering on Mindful Yourself, to actually move to the next step, to actually start getting that, start patching that cup and learning how to patch that cup so you can win the marathon of motherhood in your own terms without sacrificing yourself.
Wonderful advice. Joe, thank you for being with us today.
It's my pleasure and honor. Thank you for this amazing mission that you have in life of creating this beautiful community where people can find the support and the help that they need and be able to thrive in life like they all deserve.
Wonderful. And we'll put your contact information as part of this video and maybe some additional resources as well. So stay tuned. Thank you again, Joe.
Thank you so much. You have a wonderful rest of your week.
Thank you for being with us at the Mind Myself podcast today. We know that time is precious and you've spent some of your valuable time with us. We're grateful. If you would like to reach out to our guest directly, the information is below. And if you would like more from Mind Myself, that information is also below. Please visit our website and check out all the information about the different complementary, holistic, and integrative healthcare approaches, information about health issues, more podcasts, tons of blogs, and we even have a community page for you where you could reach out and tell your story safely, or you could ask questions and perhaps somebody else in the world is going through something similar to you. In any case, we're so glad you're with us, and we're doing this because you matter.